हाँ, काफी उनके सब्सक्राइबर यूट्यूब पे। हाँ, 66 लाख सब्सक्राइबर हैं उनके। पहले भी उधर ही वाले हुआ था कि कब? आधा घंटे ना, पूरा एक वही शो हो गया। हाँ, हेलो, आवाज आ रही है? हेलो, गुड मॉर्निंग बेटा, गुड मॉर्निंग अंजलि, गुड मॉर्निंग वानी, गुड मॉर्निंग लिखिता, गुड मॉर्निंग शमाला, यस गुड मॉर्निंग तरुण, गुड मॉर्निंग संतोष, गुड मॉर्निंग मानसा, yes, I will be providing today just after the class. Okay. Good morning, Hanok. So I have given one question, beta, right? Some question was given in which it is given that we were discussing calculation for empirical formula or estimation. Yes, good morning, Varnika. We were discussing the estimation of empirical formula in the previous class, right? So to understand the concept, we have already solved couple of problems. So I have given one problem for the homework. So in which it was given that it is having elements carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen, and they are basically present in 9:1:3.5 ratio. The ratio was given. Generally, they give percentage of element. I have also told you that sometimes they will provide you weight, percentage weight, or sometimes they also provide you ratio, right? Simple ratio. So if it is given ratio by weight, right? It is ratio by weight. So in the problem, they have already given you the ratio. So what we supposed to do, next step is calculate the atoms. How will you calculate? This thing, write it here and divided by molar mass. So it will be like 9/12. Here it will be 1/12. It will be 3.5/12. Sorry, 1/1. And this is 3.5/14. So if you see, this is nothing but 1/4. This is 1, and this is 3/4. So select the lowest number. Okay, select the lowest number. So the lowest number for this is 1/4, right? So using that number, calculate the relative ratio. Okay, calculate the relative ratio. How will you calculate the relative ratio? A by lowest number. So if you divide by 3/4 by 1/4, you will get only 3. Here, if you divide 1 by 1/4, you will get 4. Here you will get 1. So as it is already in natural number, they are very simple number. So you do not need to multiply with. So simple ratio will remain same. That is 3, 4, and 1. So the formula will be C3H4N. Right? So is that okay? This kind of problem you will face mostly in your board, in your school exams, or might be sometimes in NEET or JEE Mains, right? So this is our empirical formula, right? But at the same time, if you see, this is 36 plus 4 plus 14. So it is given 54. If they would have given molecular formula mass, let's say they have given 108. So in that case, molecular formula will become, you calculate the N by using empirical formula mass and molecular formula mass, you will get N as 108 by 54, that is 2. So calculate it, 2 into empirical formula. So 2 into C3H4N. So the final answer will be C6H8N2. Okay, if they have calculated, they want you to give the answer of molecular formula, you have to give this. If they expect you to this, then write this. According to the problem, according to the question, you will give your answer. Okay, beta. So is it clear with everyone? If it's clear, then I will be giving you another very good problem. Very good problem. It's a JEE advanced level problem. Okay. So through that problem, you will again develop your concept, right? Write it who have not solved it. Okay, so I request all of you to join the live class. Okay, if you have already made some friends in the batch, then ask them to come and join the live class beta. That will be more beneficial and it will also give us encouragement. Watching recorded video should be your last priority, right? So I expect all of you to come and join live class. That will be good for you as well as for us. We will. Okay, so our next problem is a simple one. एक ही मार्कर है, हाँ, मार्कर दिख रहा है, नहीं लाइट तो नहीं चल रहा. Okay, beta. So there is one good problem. If two oxides of same metal contains same metal, let's say M, contains 50% and 40% metal respectively. If first oxide have molecular formula MO. Predict the molecular formula of second oxide. I want you to solve this. I am providing you, sir. How do we? This is given in problem, beta. This is given in problem, Hanok. This is already given in problem 108, not 180. Okay, it is given in the problem, beta. If this information is given, then only we will be able to calculate this, right? Solve this. Who among you will be able to solve this? He will be rewarded. Okay, he will be rewarded. I will try to reward him with some chocolate or something else. So I want solution for this question. You have 2 minutes, beta. So any one of you? I think time is over. So if any one of you want another minute of another 60 seconds, then I can provide. So shall I give you another 60 seconds to solve this problem? Shall I solve it? Shall I solve it? I want response from your side, beta. Shall I solve it? Anjali, Aviram, Arpit. Okay, so you all have given up. See, you have to follow the simple procedure and use your common sense, right? Common sense is required, beta. If any one of you is having feeling that my mathematics or my calculation part is not very strong, in chemistry you will not be requiring the complicated calculation part. In chemistry you will be requiring your common sense. Okay, so see, to solve this, it's a very simple problem. Just it is given in the form of chemical products. It says there are 2 oxides. Okay, 2 oxides of metal, and one of them is contains. So we have just solved this like elements. Then we have seen percentage. Then we calculated A. Okay, so element it says M and O for first oxide. For first oxide, it has given some problem. See, just check it. M says it is 50%, metal is 50, then automatically oxygen will also be 50. As I've told you that in the questions regarding to percentage, the total will always be 100. So if metal is 50%, then it is clear that oxygen will also be 50%. If it is 50, this is also 50. How will you calculate atoms? Just divide by molar mass of metal. Here you will divide by molar mass of oxygen, that is 16. Now it is given that their molecular formula is MO. It is already given in the problem, the molecular formula is MO. If the molecular formula is MO, then it says their atoms, the atoms of the oxide must be equal, because it says the atoms per molecule of metal oxide in this is in 1:1 ratio. They are already in 1:1 ratio. So these should be equal. Then only this formula will come. Okay. So solving this, as these should be equal, and it is clearly observed through this formula. So by solving this, you will get, if these two are equal, numerator is equal, then denominator must be equal. So it tells us, it gives a very useful information, that is molar mass. Molar mass of the oxide is 16. If you have already calculated 16, so I am giving you 1 extra minute. Now can you calculate the predict, or can you predict the formula for second oxide? Now I am giving you another opportunity. I am giving you another opportunity. Try to solve now for the second oxide. They have given you the percentage. They have given you the percentage. Anybody? Any one of you? Come on, guys. It's not that difficult, beta. Use your brain, beta. Use your brain. Come on. Giving up? Shall I? Okay, fine. 1 second. Okay. Okay. Take 30 seconds. Yeah, that is okay. Now you have to solve the formula, beta. That is good that you have able to extract the information from the question. That's okay. It says this is 40, then automatically oxygen will become 60. Now this information you have. Second oxide of the same metal. Same metal. So now I want the answer, the formula, right? I am giving you some options. MO2, M2O, M3O2, M2O3. These are your options. So you have to calculate, you have to tell answer in such a format. No, beta, you are just guessing. You are just guessing, beta. At least use your common sense. You will get that it can never be MO2. You are already given the options. Then using options also, without calculation, you can calculate. If you are having 10 pen and 20 pencils, what is the percentage of pen? What is the percentage of pen? If in your bag you are having 10 and 20. No, beta, that cannot be possible. Both of you are wrong, beta. Come on, guys. Don't you know the calculation part? Don't you know how to calculate percentage, beta? Yes, I think that is clear. That is right, beta. That is right. Now you are going in the right. Beta, MO2, what does it means? That it will be 16 and this will be 32. In this case, it will be 32 and it will be 16. If you see, it is 16 and this, then that will be 33% and this will be 66%. Here also you see 66 and this is 33. So both cannot be your correct answer because it is given it is 40%, not 16 or 32, or not 33 or 66, right? At least practice how to use back calculation. So let's do it. So it says atoms will be 40 upon 16. Here it will be 60 upon 16 because both of them are having same mass. We have calculated mass for mm of the metal. So using these atoms, you simplify it, then it will come as, you divide by this to this. So you will come, this will come 1 and this will come 3 by 2. So the answer will be M1O3 by 2. So answer will be M2O3. So correct answer is fourth one. Many of you have given the right answer. Okay, but at least beta, if options are given, I am not going to calculate all this. I can see easily, right? I can see easily, and with the back calculation, I would have been taking this option, right? It already says that 40%. So obviously, iska atom kam hona chahiye. The atoms of the M should be lesser than. Okay. So is that okay, beta? Just write it down, and after going to the home, after back to the home or after the class, just try to solve this. I will be writing another problem. Contains percentage of oxide. Now I have changed this oxide. If the first oxide have molecular formula MO2, right? But it's the molecular formula. So this is a problem for your homework. Okay. So first write it down this, and then write it down this, then note it down this, and try to solve this and send me the solution on Telegram. I will be waiting for your response. Okay. So have you written it, Beda? Have you written it? Have you written it? What do you call in Telugu easy? What do you call that? It is an easy problem. If you have written it, then I will rub it down. What do you call easy? Telika. Okay, Telika. Thanks. Thank you. Sulabham. Okay, this seems too easy. Sulabham. Sulabh. We call in Hindi Sulabh. So I think both are similar. So Sulabh, Sulabham. Okay, thanks. Thanks, guys. Okay, write it down and try to solve this and send me the solution. See, so we have already completed one part of mole concept. That is mole calculation. We are already done with mole calculation. Okay, so this is kind of fundamental. It's like understanding calculation, understanding counting in mathematics. So it was basic counting. How do you count atoms, moles, molecules? How are you going to count them? So we are going to count them using mole. That is why we were doing such problems. to get the calculation of any compound or any species present in a chemical reaction, we need to understand the mole. That is why we have studied all this. Now the next part is related to problem related to chemical reactions. This is our next part, to chemical reaction. This is our main part, because in the chemistry is a subject which deals with chemical reactions. So we are going to solve this. We are going to understand it. We are going to solve the problem related to chemical reaction. Okay. But to solve the problem related to chemical reaction, we should understand the concept of mole. That is why we have done so many number of problems, right? So what do we understand from chemical reaction? So there are some terms: chemical reaction, what is chemical reaction, and how it is different from chemical equation, and what are how you define reactant, what is product, and what is balanced reaction and unbalanced reaction, balanced and unbalanced. Okay. And in the later part, what is limiting reagent and excess reagent. And in doing so, understanding this is all will be known as the problem related to chemical reaction is known as stoichiometry. Stoichiometry. Okay. Calculation related to the chemical reactions. Okay. So stoichiometry, and we all have seen some reactions. They will be written like this: R gives P. Okay. So we already know that the things which are represented in the left side are known as reactants, and the things which are produced in the reaction and represented on the right side will be known as products. So first we will try to understand what is chemical reaction. What is chemical reaction? So write this heading. You do not need to write this. We will be writing it. Okay, slowly we will be understanding each and everything. So chemical reaction is nothing but it is a process in which two or more than two substance on chemical combination or interaction, you can write interaction or interacting with each other, provide new products. During the process, this is important. During the process, you need to write this, beta. You need to write this. Okay, you need to write this. Balanced and unbalanced, beta. This is balanced and unbalanced. I will be writing each and everything. Okay. So during the process, old bonds are broken and new bonds will be formed. So a process in which you see such kind of thing, then we will say that a chemical reaction is going on. A chemical reaction in which old bonds are broken and new bonds are formed. And understand one thing. Please understand one thing. We will be studying this in chemical bonding, thermochemistry, thermodynamics, that to break the old bond, to break the old bond, you require energy. If you want to break this, consider this as a bond. If you want to break it, you require energy. It cannot be broken by its own. So you require energy. In chemistry, if you want to perform a process and that process requires energy, then in the reverse of that process, energy will be released. What I want to say, if you want to break this, it requires energy. But if you want to form this, energy will be released. I'm just telling you, we will be understanding it in chemical bonding and as well as in thermochemistry, that during the bond broken or during the breaking of the bond, the energy is given, while in formation of bond, energy is released. Just listen it, and if you want to forget, you want to memorize, then it's okay. So this is chemical reaction, beta. This is chemical reaction. So how it is different from chemical equation? Now this is a process which is happening. This is a process which is happening. It is happening in a container where if you are keeping something and then they are interacting with each other, and some on the interaction the old bonds are broken and new bonds are getting formed. Okay, so if you want to represent the process, with the chemical formulas, okay, if you want to represent the process with the chemical formulas, then it will be known as chemical reaction. So what is chemical equation? Sorry, what is chemical equation? It is nothing but, if you want to copy that process on your notes, then it is known as symbolic representation. Symbolic representation of the chemical reaction. Chemical reaction. You just explaining the process in the forms of symbols. Presenting, yes, very nice. Symbolic representation of the chemical reaction is known as chemical equation. Okay. It is represented by using chemical formulas of elements or compounds or substance. Generally, these substances will be pure substance, that is elements or the compounds. Yes, that is right, beta. That is Vaishnavi. You are absolutely correct, beta. You are absolutely correct. Just write it down. Then we will understand what is reactant, what are reactants, and what are products. Okay, because I have seen, if I do not explain this seems very sulabham, this seems very easy, but it generally creates problem in the mind. Okay, so I'm just writing it down. You do not need to memorize it. They are not going to ask you in NEET or JEE. They just want your understanding, right? So if some process, so in physical chemistry, in the questions, they will be writing this thing, that something is on heating provides this thing. You need to write that process using the symbolic representation. You have to use your mind and you have to represent the same process in form of chemical equation. Then only you will be able to solve the problem. So have you written it, beta? Have you written it? Sir, can we communicate in Hindi? But I can communicate. Pure substance, beta, pure substance. Compound. Okay, compounds. Elements, pure substance. You can communicate for sure. I will be able to understand Hindi. But if I will be speaking in Hindi, beta, then most of you will not be able to understand what I am saying. Okay. So Just read it one or twice. That's it. You do not need to remember all this. Okay, it's very simple. It's self-explanatory. All of you know already. Okay. Next is reactant. These are the species or the elements or the compounds present in the chemical reaction which are getting decomposed or utilized. They are getting decomposed or utilized. Okay. Chemical species or chemical component or species which are getting consumed, dissociated, decomposed. All are negative word beta. All of them are negative. They are getting decomposed or they are getting converted into something else. So chemical species which are getting consumed, dissociated, decomposed are known as reactants. These are reactants. They will be written on the left side of the chemical equation. Very simple. On the similar lines, we can also define products. So write it down. Simple for you. Products. Chemical species which are getting formed, produced, और जो चीजें ओरिजिनेट हो रही हैं और प्रोड्यूस हो रही हैं, राइट? यस, फॉर्म्ड, प्रोड्यूस्ड और generated will be known as products. They will be present on right hand side. On right hand side. Okay. So we can simply define it as, yeah, very nice. Things which are found at the end of the chemical reaction. That is also correct, beta. Vaishnavi, you are absolutely correct. New species which are found at the end of the reaction. These are the new species. We have already understood this reactant products. Now we will be understanding what is balanced and unbalanced reaction. Now we are actually moving into the chemistry. This is actual chemistry, which where you are going to stepping in. So just keep your ears open and focus here, right? So any chemical equation can be represented as for example, reactants going into products. So the things present on left hand side will be known as reactants, and things present on the right hand side will be known as, for example, a simple reaction, carbon solid on combining with oxygen will provide you CO2 gas. So here these things are reactants. Both of them are reactants, and the thing which is producing it is product. Okay, so this process is known as burning of carbon. They will write burning of carbon. Whenever it is written burning, okay, whenever there is written burning means you are providing heat in the presence of oxygen. You are burning something in the presence of oxygen. So if burning is written, then you understood that oxygen is present. It is automatically. Okay, it is understood in chemistry that if somewhere is written burning, then they already said that it is the heat, the compound is burned in presence of oxygen, right? But no, that I did not get you, Krushita. I did not get you. Yeah, that is combustion, right? If someone says combustion also, then okay. But in general, if it is written burning, yes, Vaishnavi, you are right. If in someone it is written in mole concept burning, then it is already automatically understood by default that it is in the absence of oxygen. Fine. So now let us understand what is unbalanced and balanced reaction. Unbalanced and balanced reaction. Unbalanced. A chemical equation in which atoms of substance or species are not equal on both sides. Right. On the similar lines, balanced reaction will be understood as balanced reaction. This is very sulabham beta. It does not require any explanation. You just go after the class and read the notes only once. Okay, it's a good practice. You have to inculcate that into your character, right? After the class or before coming to the class, always look at the notes. Balanced reaction, chemical equation in which atoms of substance नहीं बेटा, यहाँ पे एलिमेंट लिखना, atoms of elements are same on both sides, right? So you need to practice. Okay, it's very simple. Another term for unbalanced equation is Skelton reaction. That's okay, beta. Skelton reaction, the unbalanced reaction will provide you just the information about the types of element or substance which are taking part in the reaction. Oh, so that is very simple. The unbalanced reaction just provide you the information about the different species which are taking part into the reaction. See beta, Krushita, I told you that mass before the reaction and after the reaction will be same. That is what law of conservation of mass tells you. Okay, so mass before the reaction and after the reaction. It is because beta, Krushita, it is because there might be some chance that some of the reactant are remaining after the completion of reaction. Okay. So there might be chance that some reactants are not getting consumed. So in those cases, this law, the way you are putting it, you will get into the trouble. So the statement you should remember, I have written it in the notes, that mass before the reaction and mass after the reaction will remain always same. That is law of conservation of mass. So in this case, if some reaction is given like this, if it is given N2 plus hydrogen on reaction gives ammonia, this is given, the process is given. Okay. So now this process, if you see this, then this is an example of unbalanced. Okay. In general, any chemical reaction will also be having their physical state, the physical state of all the species. Okay, so nitrogen is in gaseous state. This is also in gaseous. So I just want to tell you that in mole concept, you do not need to write every time state of the matter. Okay, in general, it will be, there will not be questions which will be related to state of the matter. But later in the 11th, you need to be careful about the state of the element or the compounds. So this is unbalanced, because if you see here, it is only one, nitrogen is one, but if you see here, there are two atoms of nitrogen. If you see nitrogen, reactant, only one atom, product, only reactant, only two atom, here it is one atom. So it is not balanced. It is not balanced, beta. So to balance it, you can write it like this. Now see, we will do balancing method, beta. We will do balancing in the later part. But in the mole concept, the balancing will be done on the basis of hit and trial. Just balancing. Yeah, that is okay, beta. The balancing can be done on the basis of hit and trial. Hit and trial means just check the atoms. You see there are two atoms of nitrogen, multiply it by 2. You see there are now 6 atoms of hydrogen. 2 into 3, that is 6 atoms of hydrogen. So here only 2, so you need to multiply by 3. Just understand this. If it is written Mg3PO4 whole thrice, what does this mean? Just try to understand this. It means it contains 3 atoms of Mg. It contains 2 into this whole is multiplied by 2, so 2 atoms of phosphorus. It contains this 4 and this 2, 8 atoms of oxygen. So this is, but if it is written like 3 into Mg3PO4 whole twice, now it has different meaning. It says there are 3 molecules of this thing. Now if you want to calculate the atoms, then it will be 3 into 3 atoms of Mg. And accordingly 3 into 2 atoms of phosphorus. Accordingly 3 into 8 atoms of oxygen. Just write it, and after the class, just look at these 2 things, then you will understand. So accordingly, you can see here there are 6 atoms of hydrogen. Here also 6 atoms of hydrogen, right? So very simple. Just see it carefully, and you will be able to understand. Write it down, beta. Write it down. Then we will be moving ahead. Okay, so have you written it? Beta, your response, your energy should not decrease. It should increase. Okay. Generally, what happens? What should happen? Ideally, your energy should increase, and it remain like this. This should be your graph. Either this should be your graph, right? Energy, it should increase and remain constant after some time. You cannot follow this graph that initially you were like this and you are going like this. This is a graph of insincere student. Insincere. Okay. This is a graph of brilliant student. Right. So you need to keep your energy. You need to charge yourself. Okay. You should ready always to give your best. Right. Okay. Fine. Great. If you have written it, great. Add karo, aap kar diya apne? Okay, fine. Okay, so if now I will be telling you what is reaction and what is equation. So if there is given on heating, just understand on heating. If there is written heating, okay, I have already told you what is the meaning of burning. Burning means, I have told you burning or combustion. If somewhere is written burning or combustion, it means in the presence of oxygen. The process is carried out in the presence of oxygen. But if it is heating, it means in the absence of oxygen. So these are some basic things, but what we feel, yes, here it is heat provided in the absence of oxygen. If simply it is written heating, okay, on heating, potassium chlorate. Now we are coming into the chemistry. Potassium chlorate, potassium chloride, and oxygen is produced. Now how will you rewrite it? Oxygen is produced. This is chemical reaction. They have given you the process. Now you have to simplify it. Now you have to write it into the chemical equation. Okay. So to write it into the chemical reaction or into the chemical equation, you must be aware about the chemical formula of potassium chlorate. You should have knowledge about potassium chlorate. That is why from the first day, I am telling you, you should be aware about elements, their masses. I have taken 1 or 2 lectures on the how to write the chemical or the molecular formula, right? So potassium chlorate is nothing but it is KClO3. This is potassium chlorate. And you will see many problems on this compound. That is why I am taking this. On heating, if it says heating, you have to put a sign like delta. If somewhere delta is represented, it means heating. And it says potassium chloride. So you have to write this is potassium chloride, KCl, and oxygen is produced. Sometimes it will be written, this S means solid. This S also means solid. This means oxygen is evolving. If the container is open, then gas will produce and it will escape out of the container. So this sign shows that gas is evolving out or escaping out. Now this equation is unbalanced. All the skeleton, it just only represents the reactant and product. Okay, but it does not tell you about the information. It does not tell you about the exact information that in which molar ratio on heating this, the molar ratio of the reactant and product, it is not telling. So you have to balance, because here you see it is 1, it is also 1, but it is 3. If you see this 3, here it is only 2. So to balance, we try to balance. Okay, if we want to try to balance, here it is written 2. So just multiply by 3 by 2. Now on multiplying 3 by 2, you will see atoms of oxygen will also become equal. Okay, but in general, we do not balance with some fraction. We try to balance it with some good numbers. Good numbers bole to natural numbers, right? So to balance it, we can write it 2 KClO3 multiply by 2 to the whole reaction, so that term convert into, it will also become 2 KCl. This will become 3O2. So this is our balanced equation, either of 2. Okay, either of 2 will represent balanced equation. Okay, fine. Is it okay? Okay. See, so KCl is not beta. Okay, fine, beta. I will write it like this. Okay, see beta. Now this information, it gives us some information. It tells us, this equation gives us some information that 2 moles of KClO3. You see, this represent the moles. 2 moles of KClO3 on heating give us 2 moles of KCl and 3 moles of oxygen. Okay, so on balancing these numbers 2, 2 and 3, so it says that there is a molar ratio relation, that is 2:3. Okay, so these numbers, the numbers present in the balanced equation, the number present in the balanced equation are known as stoichiometric coefficient. These are known as stoichiometric coefficient. Okay, so if I am writing KClO3, if I am writing KCl and O2, the stoichiometric coefficient KClO3 is 2, for KCl is 2, and for oxygen it is 3. That's okay, beta. So whenever they are going to react, whenever this process is going to happen, it tells that this will always happen with the ratio of 2:2:3. That is, if 4 moles of KClO3 are broken, then they will also be 4 moles, and this will be 6 moles. If you double this, then all thing will double. If you half this, then all thing will be half. That if you take 1 mole, then this will be also be 1 mole, and this will be 3/2. Is it okay, beta? Or shall I repeat it? Tell me, I am waiting for your response. Okay, fine, clear. Okay, I am waiting for more responses. Repeat. So I am just telling you, beta, I am just telling you, you just see the ratio. If it is 2, then this is also 2. It means if it is half, if this is half, then this will also be half. You have to derive a relation. If this is half, this also be half. Okay. So if it is 3, then this also be 3, right? And it is 1.5 times. If you see, 2:3 is 1.5 times. So if you take 4 moles of this, then it will also be 4, and this will be 1.5 times, that is 6. Okay, so if you take x, then this will also be x, because it says 1:2. This is on the same molar ratio, but this is 1.5 times, so this answer will be 1.5x. So seeing the relation, yes, how do we beta balance it? See, here there are 6 atoms. Beta. 2 KClO3, 3 into 2, that is 6 atoms. So here you also have to get 3 into 6, right? In this case, there are only 3 atoms. That is why I have divided by 2. So that first 3 into 2 becomes 6, divided by 2, it will become 3. Okay, we will be doing some more examples, and through those examples, your concept will get more. You will get more clear understanding of this thing, right? So I want to write one simple thing. So balanced chemical reaction, chemical equation gives quantitative information, quantitative information about how many moles of about how many moles of reactants are used and how many moles of product are produced. Moles of product are produced. Okay. I will be writing some examples. You will get that. Okay. Examples. For example, it says combustion of carbon. I have already written it. Of combustion of first carbon, right? So what will you do? Carbon solid on combining with oxygen will give CO2. If you see here it is one carbon, here is two oxygen, and in the product side also there is only one carbon and two oxygen, right? So it is balanced. So they react in carbon of 1 mole of carbon reacts with 1 mole of oxygen and provides 1 mole of CO2. This is the information which we need to extract. Yes, I will take that, beta. I will take that. Do not worry. Okay. So combustion of carbon, then simple combustion of magnesium. If they say magnesium, then magnesium. Or burning of magnesium, combustion written or burning. If something is written like burning. So Mg on reaction with O oxygen gas, you need to understand or you need to know that Mg on burning with oxygen provide magnesium oxide, that it is written at MgO. So if you want to check, Mg is already balanced. Mg is balanced, but oxygen is not balanced. If you see, there are two atoms of oxygen. So what you can do, you can just multiply this by 2. You can multiply by 2. Okay. So if you multiply, then Mg will also become 2. So you can write it 2. Now check it. This reaction is going in the 2:1:2 ratio. On burning 2 mole of magnesium, you will get 2 mole of magnesium oxide. Okay. Is that okay? Similarly, if you are combining or burning aluminium, what will happen? Aluminium on combining with oxygen provides Al2O3. Okay. So if you want to balance it, you can simply see. Yes, you can also use beta crisscross method. Crisscross method is, if you see there are 3 oxygens and here are 2. So multiply it by 3 and multiply it by 2. It's very simple. Okay, it's just hit and trial method. If you practice some, you will get the answer. So 3 and 2. So you see that you have got aluminium 4. So there are 4 aluminium. So these are reacting in 4:3:2 ratio. So if 4 moles of aluminium are burned, then 2 moles of Al2O3 will form. It's very simple, right? You want me to take another example? I will take the last example. Then we will proceed in the next class. We'll continue this topic in the next class. Someone is saying you can take propane. I will take propane, but before that I will take methane. If you want to burn the methane, see here you can also take one example, hydrogen. So if you burn now hydrogen with oxygen, you will get H2O, water, or at room temperature it will be liquid. Okay, so you will get water. If you want to balance it, then you see here are 2 oxygen, multiply by 2. So there are 4 hydrogens, so you have to multiply by this. So 2 moles of hydrogen on reacting with 1 mole of oxygen produce 2 mole of water. Is it okay, beta? Similarly on this, if you see such kind of reaction, this is our last. So focus here, beta. Very important. So CH4 on reacting with oxygen. Now there are 2 elements. We have already seen carbon on reacting with oxygen provides CO2. On the other hand, hydrogen on reacting with oxygen provide water. So just do the reaction. Simple. Carbon will provide CO2 On the other hand, hydrogen will provide you water. On the room temperature, at the room temperature, it will be in liquid state. Just balance it. You see there is only one carbon. By that is totally fine. There is also one carbon. If you see here are 4 hydrogen, you see here it is 2 hydrogen. So it is not balanced. Hydrogen are not balanced. So multiply by 2. Now if you have multiplied by 2, you will get 4 hydrogen. Is that okay? So now if you see total number of oxygen, here it is only 2. Here if you check, there are 2 oxygen present over here in CO2. Here in water, there are also 2 hydrogen. So total 4 oxygen. Total 4 oxygens are present. So to make the balance of oxygen atoms, just multiply by 2. Okay. I will be giving you a general method. But I think now oxygens are balanced, beta. Yes, Yashwant. Now oxygens are balanced. Okay, so I have given only one homework for you guys. Just go and solve it. In the next class, we will meet with the same thing and we will be understanding the, yes, it is already, yes, beta. Vaishnavi, you are very correct. So let us end our class over here. I have already taken 2-3 minutes. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. So if you are having any doubt, then you can tell me, and also tell me how was class. How was today's class, beta? Was it informative? Yes, okay, beta. Okay. Fine. So we will meet tomorrow. Yes, Bagundi. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your response. Okay. Thank you, guys. Keep your energy up. Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay, bye.